Okay, so IES has some new SIS features rolling out. And so if you're not sure what SIS is, it's your student information system. It's pretty much how you log attendance, how you log grades, student data, things like that. So right off the bat, I'm on this sandbox site, and if I just go to SIS Integration, this is the new interface for it. So currently we do support Aries, PowerSchool, and Skyward, and then we have an SFTP option rolling out fairly soon. It's not available as of yet, but that SFTP option will be available and will allow you to connect to an SFTP server and use the files on that server to kind of serve as the data that you're going to be using. Um, so right off the bat, you'll see we have things like Aries, and if I just click it, it'll tell me a little warning that I'm switching over to the Aries SIS. And if I am not using Aries as an SIS, it's not recommended. You have to click confirm and it'll swap it over. So when you have your SIS set up, if you just head over to attendance calling, you'll get a notice that says if you're interested in setting up automated attendance calling, contact our solutions department. So one thing that is required is that you do have to have a phone call service set up on your website. If you don't, you can't actually use some of the features like automated attendance calling. Uh, import utility will just say the same thing, and import history will actually tell you a little bit about what this tab is. But you don't need, as you can see, you don't need a phone call service to use the import. You just need to have your SIS connected. So with that out of the way, I'm going to switch over to my other tab here. And this tab does have a phone service connected. It's the same website, I kept the session on this tab, that's all. So if I open up SIS integration on this tab, it's all the same stuff. But if I head over to attendance calling now, things are vastly different. Much different than this tab here. So in this tab, all I did was I have a phone service connected. And so with no SIS connected, you'll see I still have no SIS connected. But in the attendance calling, I have this option to, set up it tells me to configure my SIS in the connection, but I have this option to connect an SFTP server, or also this option at the top that tells me, I would like to use a CSV for sending attendance calls. So those are the two options we have available if you don't have any of the current SIS systems. So if you do want to make use of attendance calls but don't have Aries or don't have PowerSchool or Skyward, you can use attendance calling. You can provide a CSV, which is a comma separated value Excel sheet. And so this is how we do that. We just toggle, sending out with CSV. So this option is not automated. You must provide a CSV every single day that you want to send out attendance calls. The SFTP option is automated. You just connect your server, choose the file, I'll drop that down, map the data, set up the call configuration, and just schedule it in the summary. You'll see all the options here. So it's a bit of a process to actually get SFTP set up, but once it's set up one time, you don't have to worry about it anymore. You just have to make sure that that file is in the server every day at the appropriate time. And so I'll go over sending out attendance calls in another video. But once you do have phone call service, you will have the option to send out with CSV or SFTP. Import utility and import history are still all the same.